Xander, the last time we spoke was at CES a couple years ago, actually. We weren't there last year. And I was super excited to chat with you because you created a product called the Zohn-1, which are one of the first, probably the first completely wireless custom in-ear, I guess you can call them monitor or headphone, but really they're hearing computers, right? How do you describe them to people?
Yeah, now we describe it as the world's first custom-made in-ear hearables. Eventually it's a computer. It can do a lot more, but we left the computer out because we want to focus more on the sound. And that's it's a passion of mine. Sound. I'm a professional artist for 30 years now, and still doing 100 shows a year. So I know how important it is to properly hear yourself right on stage. But I was always wondering, why do artists all over the world have access to this crazy good sound, and isn't this not available for the consumer market? And why for example, if I go in a studio, why do I spend thousands of dollars with a hotshot producer with a great studio to make the sound of a new single sound perfectly right, pitch perfect, but it never reaches the audience like that because everybody's going to listen to it on his iPhone maybe or to crappy devices. So that's where really the mission and the passion comes from. And you want the audience. I don't like the word, but you want the people to listen to the songs of the artist the way they've meant it. So that was the beginning point of the company.
You guys have a Kickstarter campaign going on right now. It's already surpassed its goal. It's still on for the next 24 days, roughly. Whenever people are paying attention to this interview, um, so many testimonials from people there who have tried it out. And I know you and I were talking before we started this interview about worried that people might think that those people are paid for their reaction.
Yeah.
But I've seen some of this reaction in person, and I can attest that this is genuine reaction of people using Zohn-1 for the first time. And the interesting thing that caught my attention was people saying, I can't believe I'm now hearing something completely different than I'm used to hearing. Is that just because of the high fidelity and the high quality of the device itself?
it it's like everything in the whole product. So um, we only use the best available pieces, because there are 150 pieces of the technical parts in the device and both ears. And we use the best speakers available, the best microphones. We place them handmade in the ear canal from inside of the shell, the custom made shell. Then we seal it off, handmade, because you really need a good sealing. And once we have a BA driver, like a balanced armature driving, got a little hole in the back, so it breathes more. And so you really have this very good, yeah, I always explain it as acoustic sound or something. It's like very real. You're in the music, and we're also the only hearable who are using these kind of drivers, because it's really difficult, because it's handmade. A lot of mass production companies don't want to use it. They just want to produce and sell. But then, at all costs, especially of the quality.
As a user of custom in-ear monitors, I'm wearing them now. I've got all shapes and sizes. I can attest to the benefits of having something that is shaped to your personal ear. It creates a natural seal. It brings the sound closer to the eardrum, which means you don't have to listen to it as loud as you might have to on this commercial pair of headphones. And, you know, up until now, even these wired in-ear monitors, they have not been wireless, okay, have been thousands of dollars. Yes, you can probably get a pair for maybe about $1,000, but if you want to get the proper acoustic sound and quality, you're paying two, three, $4,000 for these, and they're wired. There are no computers here. It's
Yeah.
just literally just the audio. So how do you balance the two, bringing that wireless experience, because That's all I've wanted. I've wanted to be able to have something like this that I can not have to worry about a cable, not have to worry about adapters. Um, Number one, the idea is amazing, and I'm so excited that you're bringing it to the market. But how hard was it to balance the engineering side with the traditional form factor that you're trying to go with here?
Yeah, yeah, there are a few things. So I'm very happy that you are saying that there are very expensive wired hearables existing, because I think a lot of people don't even know. So it's first of all hard to explain the price points, but once I tell people the whole story, they start to understand it, because it's very expensive to build one. It goes much over the cost price of the real price of, for example, an Apple AirPod. So, but to balance this out, it's such a difficult road, because when I started this, I'm not a tech guy. So we have like a whole tech department in the company with very experienced people. But so you act with the wisdom on the day, and in the beginning that wasn't just that wise, with me. So we have to ask people. It's a process to reach this. I don't know if we will ever reach. I don't think like the 100% perfect product is existing. So you have to keep on pushing, never give up. Uh, uh, I said 5 times no, no, we're not going to the market yet because it's not good enough. So then all the investors are like, what? But you promised that we go to the market. Say, yeah, no, but it's not good enough. We really need this good product, and we especially need this good sound. So what we now have, we really achieved this. Yeah, we also were a little bit lucky that everything fell into place, but we really have a crazy good sounding hearable now. So all the reactions, uh, as you said before, people really think we pay people, but we don't even have the money. We're a startup still, eh? So we just go on the streets and ask people to take their AirPods or other device out and ask, maybe you want to listen to this, and see their genuine reaction. And it's crazy. Even like hearable reviewers or very experienced tech reviewers, from TechCrunch to TechRadar, name them. Everybody listened to it, and then, yeah, for me to see the reactions on the sound is the most beautiful. I can do this all day, 365 days a year, because it always gives you goosebumps. And we also say you really listen to your favorite song for the first time. Put on a song you've listened to like 100 or 1,000 times, and then listen to it with a new device. You're going to hear new things.
Oh, it's a completely
In
different experience. It's honestly, it's complete. And listen, I haven't tried Zohn-1 yet. I'm waiting for mine, which are coming soon, and we're going to do another conversation after we've had a chance to do that, and we're going to film and record our genuine reaction with it, because I want to experience. I've experienced it with in-ear monitors, but not. I'm really looking forward to this form factor. I'm really looking forward to everything that you have in this package. And we talk about the price of the wired. I mean, the price of Zohn-1. I mean, depending on, of course, especially on the Kickstarter now, are roughly about the same as the high quality wired ones.
yeah,
But you're getting that experience, that being able to just enjoy the sound wherever you go. And you've put together some great people behind it. There's Braggy, which has been known in the headphone space for a very long time. There's Mimi Hearing. So you're leaning on the expertise of people who have established history to bring it to this product, which I think is an incredible thing to applaud.
yeah. Sometimes you shouldn't invent everything yourself, because there are very experienced, very well known partners in the world, like potential partners, and now they are our partners. And yeah, the Mimi is also very good working in our device, especially in our device, because the quality is more high standard. And one thing that I would love to make clear too is that uh, we place the speakers really in the hearing canal. So normally you have yeah, all the parts in like a kind of pebble. Yeah, so they put everything together because it's universal, and then you can sell more, produce more, scale up more easy. So the distance, then they have the speakers is built in the pebble, and they are farther away from your eardrum. So nobody can get closer to the eardrum as we are doing at the moment. So even if you have very $5,000 over headphones, still the speaker is here.
It's far away from your canal. Yeah.
It's not inside, and once you're going to seal this off, so no frequency level at all is is going away, is leaking, and we make like an audiogram. So we've got this head, artificial head with the ear, and we test every piece when it's ready in it, and to see if all frequency levels are equally there. And we are going to add this later in when people buy this, they see their own audiogram of the device, and so with a lot of wired ones, we also test a lot of expensive wired ones. You see some drops in some frequency
Hmm.
levels, and yeah, that's a pity, because then yeah, you have some leakage, and you don't want that. You really want the full mix. And then later on, we have also an equalizer, a 5-way equalizer, and then you can adjust. Everybody's got a different taste.
Exactly.
So normally there's a mix coming out of the studio, and maybe you want a little bit more bass, a little bit more top end, and you can do it yourself.
The technology and the innovation here goes beyond the headphone itself, right? Because the process you made of being able to scan your ear with an app, which isn't available yet, but it will be,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
is amazing. Because until today, even like the ones I'm wearing now, I had to go to an audiologist. I had to sit there, take an hour or longer out of my day, get the mold done, ship it in, wait for them to scan it, and then this is a very long process. And I know there's still a process here in terms of getting them, custom made for me, but the fact that you're taking that experience, and you're making it smart from the beginning, that's a feat of engineering as well, to be able to replicate that in someone's ear, right?
Yeah, that was like the big eureka moment for us, that we were thinking, yeah, if you really all the time need somebody who puts paste in your ear, and it always have to be like this, in this way. We thought, yeah, if we have a scan and if we can do that, but it was a very long process, because once you have a scan, you have to make a printable file out of this scan. It's not that you just can print this. So you have to have a platform. Then you have to have very good AI running on the platform. So that's like a different system again. And it calculates, and it makes like a printable scan out of it. Then you have to have the right printer, the right people to do it. So it's like we call it our little street, and that took a lot of time. So we're now almost there. I think it's 90% good enough for me. So everybody says, "Come on, it's good enough." Nobody's complaining about the fit, and all the experiences we recorded aren't with custom made in ears, because how can it be? People
Yeah.
hear it for the first time. So that's generic one, little shrunken down, like an average measure of a male or a female, and everybody is very happy with that sound. So it
So
even
just
gets
imagine what
better.
it's going to be like when it's custom, right?
Yeah, then it's just a little bit deeper, and it stays in place a little bit better. So it improves, but also with the generic one, it's a new dimension of
Yeah.
sound. So we're now on the scan part. Uh, that's the only thing. The rest of the street is ready, and on the scan part, we have I think a few weeks to go, and then we're there.
Tell me about some of your highlights over this journey. I know that, for example, you created a pair for Stevie Wonder, and we actually met Stevie Wonder a couple weeks ago at CSUN in Anaheim. What was that experience like, having him experience Zone 1 for the first time?
It's so crazy, because I I'm an artist. I write songs on the piano. I write the music. I write the lyrics. So he's one of my biggest examples.
Yeah.
You know, you have Billy Joel and Stevie Wonder. But I think because we were always wondering why he just showed up at a booth, and I think he listened to your podcast. I think he did, because else how would he know? Because 2 days after I did the interview, it was he came to our booth. I was selling some or telling the story to Dixon people of Dyson people, and suddenly somebody whispered in my ear, "Stevie Wonder is standing in front of you." So I was turning, and he was really like so
Right there.
close.
Yeah.
And yeah, the only thing I could say was, "Stevie, it's an honor to meet you. Yeah, please want to try them out." And then all cameras came, all people from the Dutch. We were at the Dutch pavilion, but Italy was, so that's all different, different countries over there involved, and they all came. So I thought, ooh, this might as well be a good experience for us. But if he says at the end, "I don't like it," it's, well, we're done. So I just put them in the ears, and he listened, and he really liked it. So he stayed for 45 minutes. So we scanned his ears, but the ear scan wasn't ready enough for that. So we and that was a prototype. So that was
Yeah.
2024,
Yeah.
2 days after we spoke. And 25 we went back. So last January, and we had the product, so the almost ready product. So we brought his custom made pieces. I was still not 100% happy, so I will send them new ones, him new ones. But it was, he said, it's, yeah, amazing sound. Really, this bass, it's such a rich bass. So yeah, that was one I already told the guys and the girls. We have everybody involved in the country, in the business. But I told them, yeah, if it stops here, this is enough for me. I met Stevie. He
Well,
said it was great. No, yeah,
it's
obviously it's a
definitely
joke.
not, it's definitely not stopping there, obviously.
No, 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 no.
The Kickstarter is live, as I mentioned at the beginning. For people who are listening and watching, it's Breggz, BREGGZ.com. You can get to the Kickstarter from there. Plenty of time for you guys to get involved. When are people, if people are pledging to the Kickstarter today, when are their customs going to be in their hands?
Yeah, if you have
Hopefully.
yeah, no, 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 no. Hopefully, we use the Kickstarter platform a little bit from a selling point aspect, so we don't have to develop the whole product again. So
Exactly.
it's not about if it's coming, it's coming. It's about when. So we say Q4, so November, December of this year,
Amazing.
and that also because we sold. Uh, uh, yeah, a lot of pieces in Holland already before, so we first have to make them, and but for sure this year they have the device.
Amazing. I mean, that's you mentioned something important there, which is a lot of Kickstarters, you're funding an idea before it exists.
Yeah,
Okay. And
yeah,
this is not that kind of situation. This is a product that's virtually ready to go. So you're buying the product. You're just showing that you want that product now and your excitement about it. So I encourage people to head on over to the Kickstarter and do check it out. I'm very excited to talk to you again soon because I know that the generics are on the way. So we'll be able to really experience that from the first hand and have you back on the show and really talk about our experiences as well.
yeah. I would love that because it was a pity that you couldn't hear it before, but I think in a week you have them, because I would love to see your reaction, and also from Steven, of course.
Love it. Xander, thank you again so much for joining us. We're going to talk to you again real soon. So everybody, Breggz.com, check out the Kickstarter now. Of course, be part of one of the first people in the world to experience the Zohn-1.
True. Thanks a lot. Thanks.